The African night is change. Is the change between daytime peace and fear in the darkness. That moment when the moon is the mistress of life and death. It's the night of the great African predator. The moment of the king of the savannah. It's the lion's night. My name is Jorge Alesanco. I have spent more than 3,000 nights studying the lions. I have come to have a very close relationship with them. Lions are nocturnal animals, and until now, it would have been very difficult to study them in the night. Thanks to the generosity of this pride, I have discovered behavior that no one could have possibly imagined. I have studied them closely, as if I were just another member of the pride. I have seen them being born and seen them die. I have witnessed their glory days and their toughest moments. And I have been able to study their greatest enemies, the hyenas. This is an exclusive account from inside the pride of lions. The untold story of the king of the savannah. The lion's roar is the utmost expression of their power, a shattering sound that breaks the silence on the savannah. For the herbivores, it's a sign of alarm, a message which incites panic. Because the first roars mean that night is coming, and that is when the lions go out hunting. Over the last 10 years, I have heard the roars of the lions, night after night, and have learned that they have different meanings. Roars to communicate are the most common. The lions use them to locate the rest of the pride in the dark. Roars to mark their territory are also quite frequent. This is how the males alert the nomadic lions to the harsh response they will receive if they enter their kingdom. There are roars of jubilation, with which the lions show their joy during the mating season, and also in times of abundant prey. And lastly, there are the most chilling, the roars that indicate an approaching battle. And the latter were repeated incessantly over the last few nights. 2 months had passed since Scipion had been defeated. 4 nomad lions had attacked the kingdom, forcing the old king to flee wounded. In just a few hours, he went from being a powerful king to being a nomad. He roams the savannah looking for ways to survive. He is limping. The first days, he finds it difficult to walk and can't hunt. He can only feed on carrion, stolen from other predators. At night, he hides to avoid being attacked by other lions. He doesn't even feel safe when the hyenas approach. Scipion has lived alone for weeks, wavering between life and death. Wounds suffered during a fight often get infected, and lions end up dying some days after an attack. Unfortunately, it's something I have seen many times throughout my life on the savannah. Meanwhile, the nomads are imposing their authority on his former pride. The new kings are very hard on the females. They've separated the cubs from their mothers, and none of them have survived. They've gained a foothold in the territory very quickly, and Mudomu has become the new king. During the night, I am able to film his behavior in the pride when the lionesses hunt. They quickly appear and snatch away the prey. Mudomu is a very different king from Scipio. I can see how he harshly subdues the other males on a daily basis. Not one of the pride challenges his authority. His power is absolute. Miles away, Scipio seems to be doomed to die alone. But that isn't the case. When he seems to be at his weakest, he begins to thrive. And he does it thanks to some unexpected allies. The hyenas, the greatest enemy of the lions, they feel his weakness. He is harassed each time he gets some food. But Scipio isn't going to be intimidated. Little by little, he starts to walk. Days later, it's he who starts to take food from the hyenas. He often runs hundreds of meters after them until he is able to snatch their prey. The hyenas, which usually steal the lion's food, have become his salvation, and they aren't the only ones. Some days after Scipion came across an ayeruca, several days later, I see something that leaves me speechless. A raft of crocodiles are devouring a dead hippo in the Mara River. They devour with terrible hunger. A crocodile would never dare to attack a live hippo. Now, however, they won't give this one up. One hippo tries to chase them away from his territory. He charges at them fiercely. But the crocodiles are undeterred and continue eating. Suddenly, Scipio appears through the bushes. I see the lion moving slowly towards the river. It is an unusual scene. Scipio is moving into the crocodile's territory. There are many of them, and they might attack him. He approaches them and challenges them. The crocodiles return the challenge. But the lion is able to force them back into the water once again. Scipio is eating just a few centimeters away from 10 crocodiles, which are staring fixedly at the dominating male. That day, I understand that Scipio isn't just looking for food. He also wants to prove to himself that he can once again become a Lion King. Then he begins his most difficult mission. To gather a group of lions to recapture his kingdom. It's one of the most surprising types of behavior in the life of these felines. Without being brothers, they have the ability to behave as if they were. Several weeks later, he discovers a lion that has been banished like him. They soon bond. They hunted and ate together until they became inseparable. Lions becoming together to form a coalition is one of the most surprising behaviors that I have seen on the savannah. After that, 2 more lions join them. The 4 of them end up forming a quite powerful coalition. At night, they hunt large prey, but a lot of the time, they don't even stop to eat. All they want to do is show their strength. For several days, I hear those fearsome roars in the darkness. The lions were openly declaring war. Now Scipio is going to recapture his kingdom, joined by his 3 allies. It will be, without a doubt, the most important battle of his life. In front of them, they are confronted by 4 young and fearsome lions, just as strong as they are. The attacks take place at night. Scipio's coalition goes into the territory with the sole purpose of expelling the new kings. But they defend themselves firmly. The 4 lions aren't able to topple the new kings in the territory. It's almost impossible to film a battle between lions at night. In the vastness of the savannah, I can see them running. I can hear roars all around. Sometimes I see some clashes, but I am not able to know exactly what is happening. It isn't clear to me whether Scipio will defeat them or if, on the contrary, it will be his final hour. The clash of the 2 great kings has come. And this time is going to be right in front of me. Scipio seeks out Mudomu, the lion who expelled him from the kingdom months ago. He approaches him and starts a fierce fight in the heart of the savannah. For several minutes, they fight with all their might. Until Scipio finally defeats him. Mudomu is forced to flee with the rest of the nomads. And then I gaze at his epic moment of victory. Scipio stands in the middle of the plain. The lionesses of the pride appear and begin to surround him as a mark of respect. It is his victorious entrance into the territory. Scipio, once again, is the king of the pride. This is one of the most moving moments I have ever seen on the savannah. Hi, pretty ladies.
Niñas guapas.
Now I asked myself how these new males were going to behave around me,
Venga, vamos.
and if I could continue to address the life of the pride as I had done until now. Tonight, I see Scipio. I feel the need to get close to him. Scipio was the first black-maned lion that had accepted me. I then realized that something has changed. Now, he is aggressive and suspicious. He challenges me by snarling at me over and over again. I had to remain calm, because his behavior was quite threatening. Not even my words can calm him. And in the end, he leaves. I have spent 12 years trying to be accepted by a king, and now I can sense his rejection. I knew that this might be the end of my friendship with that lion, and perhaps with the rest of the pride. This isn't the first time that one of the lions has challenged me, however. "3,000 nights have passed since I started to study the lions, and since I began to talk to them. Who's my girl? Who's my girl? That's my pretty girl. That's my pretty girl. That is my life. When I arrived in Masai Mara in 2007, I never imagined that most of my research would happen after sunset. The life of a lion isn't very busy during the day. They sleep, they rest. Sometimes they hunt. Sometimes they quarrel over their territory, with hyenas that come to fight with them, even just to bathe in a puddle. Some hyenas were bathing in a puddle close to my studio. All of a sudden, I could see how Muesca and Danala approached the puddle. One of the hyenas that was out of the water was observing them. Suddenly, Danala ran towards it, very determined. And managed to get them out of the water. The lionesses had a refreshing dip, which would help them overcome the midday heat. It is generally thought that lions can't swim, but it's true that, although it's not a common practice, they are great swimmers. During daylight hours, the lions live a placid and serene life. But as night falls, everything changes. I too realized that I should record everything that happened, so I learned to use a camera and began to film their nocturnal life. Lions live their life in the dark. They interact. They show their most authentic behavior. They demonstrate their true personalities. Little by little, I analyzed every detail to understand their behavior. Lions communicate with countless gestures and sounds. Night after night, I tried to decode them. I was especially surprised by the delicate whisper the mothers used to call their cubs. There were myriad nuances in every gesture. After many nights, I discovered a fundamental gesture, the yawn. The lionesses yawned when they were relaxed and calm. They repeated this gesture when they were at ease. There was a moment when I realized that my words provoked that reaction. What are you doing? That's good. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Who loves you, huh? Who loves you? They would look at me, blinking slowly, when they were happy. I soon realized that words allowed us to get closer.
Qué bella guapa. Todos queremos,
How much do we love each other? And I believe that that was key to being accepted into the pride.
¿Quién nos quiere?
Who loves you? Who loves you? Your brother, Jorge? Of course, I'm your brother, Jorge. Do you understand? I only said simple phrases, expressions said with affection. Well, I'm going for dinner, okay? Remember, my little girl, I love you very much. Pretty girl. See you tomorrow, God willing. Sleep well,
Es que duermo más bien.
okay? You deserve it. Night after night, I followed them, documenting their behavior. Going to observe them became a routine, and I think that they got used to me. Until they accepted me into the group as one of their own. In the darkness, I discovered that each lioness has a very distinct personality. So I decided to name them, to tell them apart. La Rubia is the oldest lioness of the group and a strong supporter of the family clan. Anayeruka was the best hunter and also the most independent. La Princesa was young and friendly. Flor was the biggest and had the most perfect features. Tanala was the spoiled girl, a lioness who never had cubs and depended greatly on the pride. And lastly, there was Muesca, a lioness as strong and brave as Anayeruka, despite her young age. The life of lions at night is not well documented. As a researcher, I knew that these images would allow me to discover some surprising behavior. It was the perfect opportunity to document the real lives of animals in danger of extinction. Lions basically have two great moments in a year. Times of abundance and times of scarcity. During the Great Migration, there are many prey. Lions hunt day and night. It's when the pride live stress-free and happy. Come November, many prey migrate. When the rains come, months of scarcity begin. Then, hunting becomes more difficult. It was then that I witnessed quite unusual behavior. During the first few years, I was able to record how Anayeruka hunted birds in broad daylight. The lioness had studied the stork's behavior. She crouched in the grass for hours, waiting patiently. And when it appeared, she pounced, catching it mid-flight. During those nights, I could also see how one lioness perfected the art of hunting ostriches. During the rainy season, lionesses have to really work hard to eat. Only 1 out of 10 attempts are successful. And that is when its hunting technique evolves. I was able to study this lioness, which I named Muesca, from when she was young. At the beginning, she never finished the hunt. When she began running, the prey fled with ease. When the rains came, her technique got better and better. First, she learned to hide in the grass and approach without being seen. When she was 15 meters away, she launched into a sprint, stretching to the very tips of her claws to reach the prey. This was how she caught gazelles. Then, after that, she tried with bigger prey. But the bigger the prey, the more dangerous the hunt. The wildebeest and the zebras defended themselves with great violence. Muesca would often receive kicks and gorings. One time, she was gored by a buffalo, receiving grave injuries. She was close to death. Eating for themselves is a difficult learning process for the lionesses. But Muesca didn't give up. That same year, when the season of abundance arrived, she began to perform marvelous hunts. She brought wildebeest down in a matter of seconds. Almost immediately, she cut off their breathing, using what is called the kiss of death. The prey fell unconscious and died with barely any suffering. The lion's feeding ritual is especially impressive. When there is food, the growls can be heard from a distance. It's like they are fighting over every piece. My level of trust with the pride had become so great that they let me stay close while they fed. I could even touch their prey. I was accepted as one of their own in their most delicate and intimate moment. But there was something that worried me. Lions are social animals. Contact is essential to their relationships. Sometimes they lick each other. Sometimes they play. Who are the nice little cubs? Who are the beautiful kids? I was in a privileged position. The lionesses allowed me to film them from close proximity. There was an invisible barrier between us, which was never broken. But at one point, some lionesses started to approach me. Hey, Muesca, lay down there. We don't play. We don't play, Muesca. Lay down. You don't play with your brother, Muesca. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down there. Lay down. Good girl. And happy, right? There were two who had a fixation on me, Muesca and La Princesa. They always approached me gently, almost friendly. Those animals kill wildebeest. They kill zebras, weighing over 600 pounds. They are very strong animals. They are surely much more gentle than we can imagine, as they are gentle with my cameras. And I'm sure she would have been very gentle with me, but just with a little clap, just telling her to lay down. She patiently goes back and waits for me. As a researcher, I knew that I should never break that barrier. I don't want the lions to touch me. I don't want them to break that invisible barrier between man and wild animal.
Invisible entre el hombre y el animal salvaje.
But my relationship with the lionesses wasn't always easy. If Muesca and La Princesa were the friendly ones, La Rubia was the complete opposite. That fair-haired lioness challenged me frequently, and did so in a very violent way. March 3rd, 2016. Tonight, I had a really difficult night with the lions. The old lioness, which I named La Rubia because of her fair hair. She's still obsessed with defending the cubs from the others. Today, I had to really stand my ground with her when she challenged me fiercely. I stood up and made use of all the calm and self-esteem that I had at that moment. The other lionesses scolded her harshly when she threatened me, but still, she didn't accept me. I had many sleepless nights thinking about how that lioness might attack me. In the end, I was able to make her move back, but I've no idea how the following night will turn out. Every night that I go out with them, the others' friendship pleases me, but I'm still wary. Maybe I'm afraid that one day this lioness might do something to me. I will try to make use of all the ways that my mind as a naturalist and as an animal behaviorist and lover of this pride can make me understand how to forge a friendship with this lioness. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Her daughter, Danala, emulated her behavior. She wasn't as aggressive, but she was threatening. As you can see, this lioness has no trust. She doesn't trust me. She is a little suspicious of me, but not too much. You can see it, right? Yeah. She always bares her teeth at me. It's a particular feature of a lioness who was small, of a lioness who wasn't. She wasn't a successful lioness in her pride. That's why she, who now is a great hunter, was more, who is now more than 6 years old, but has never given birth. That's why she acts like that with me. Yes, no one's coming. You eat. The other lionesses will let me get close, let me touch their prey. This lioness, however, is more and more against me touching her prey. Despite all that, as she ages, she's starting to let me get closer. We're going to let her eat in peace tonight. We won't let any of the hyenas near. Look, yes. Yes. No, Eat, it's me. Now Scipio always behaved as they did. I wonder, would he change his attitude towards me? He was the first Lion King to have accepted me into the pride, but since his return, to win back his kingdom, he has been very hostile towards me. And it seems impossible that that will change. Anayeruka, the first lioness that accepted me into the pride, decides to return to the kingdom she fled from with her cubs. It's mid-afternoon. After traveling several kilometers, she enters the territory which had been her home for years. She's starving. Then, the lioness spots a group of warthogs. It's her chance to eat. She starts running at them. After a long race, she manages to trap a piglet. It isn't very much food. But the hyenas appear from everywhere. In less than a minute, she's completely surrounded. The presence of Scipio was the only thing that scared them. Now, the lioness moves away as a sign of respect. Anayeruka manages to get into the kingdom again with her cubs in tow. Anayeruka's return provoked an unforeseen reaction in Scipio. The other lionesses accept her as their own. Her arrival also provokes an unforeseen reaction from Scipio. After a few days, his behavior towards me starts to become friendlier. If we get lucky and they can hunt during these difficult rainy times. We have just hunted a gazelle with this lioness. There are probably males behind her now. One of the males will come to collect the revenue. He has just passed by here. Let's have a look. Who's a good boy? Who's my brother? Okay, so we have this lion. He's eating the gazelle, which he could have quickly taken into the darkness if he didn't trust me. We can see exactly how the lion is eating quietly. We aren't the vertical predator, man, but a friend who shares the life and hunting with the females. Hunting, for a lion when it becomes king, is not very important to them. What's most important to them is to dominate every corner of their kingdom, roar every night, and protect their pride, protecting their females from intruders. We can see how he growls at this lioness while she circles his prey. See you tomorrow. They are my friends. The reconciliation of the two great pillars of the pride has an immediate effect on the rest of the lions. During those days, La Rubia also starts to accept me, as she had never done before. Come on, let me get a little closer to you. Relax. It's me. Can't you see that it's just me? Let me get a little closer to you, okay? Just a little, a little. Come on, don't try to frighten me. We know each other too well. It's a very emotional moment for me to be like this with a wild lioness. And what's more, knowing that this lioness was the one who took the longest, who didn't want to accept me into the pride, under any circumstances.
Bajo ningún concepto.
That caused me to return home many a night, feeling despondent,
Muy desesperanzado.
thinking that I would never find friendship with this untrusting lioness.
Esta leona desconfiada.
The feud with this aggressive lioness has ended. Now, I am just another comrade, like the other lionesses of the pride.
Las demás leonas de la manada.
Who is that pretty lioness?
Está guapa.
That's my girl. You happy?
Qué contenta, ¿eh?
That's great.
Qué bien, ¿eh?
Here we have a wonderful lioness. Probably the first lioness in the pride, the first one to accept me. The lioness which opened the doors to this extraordinary relationship that we have, and which showed me these two males that we have here. Yes, you're my brother.
Yo te quiero.
I love you. I love you. You are a warrior. My brother, where are you going? Are we going to take a walk? The behavior of the two great pillars of the pride has a surprising effect on the rest of the lions. Now, the whole pride accepts me as one of their own. Over the following days, I found perfect harmony with the lions. It was then that I could document unique moments that had never been seen before. Now, I am accepted by all the pride as one of their own.